All right, today we're going to tackle one of the most famous lists in all of human history, the 10 Commandments. But we're going to look at them through a lens you might not expect, one that honestly could reframe the whole thing for you.
So, when you hear 10 commandments, what's the very first thing that pops into your head? I mean, for a lot of us, it's this big list of rules, right? A bunch of ancient thou shalt nots carved in stone, just designed to tell us what we can't do.
Okay, but what if that's not the whole picture? What if, instead of being a cage, these commandments are actually a key, a guide, not to being restricted, but to finding genuine, lasting freedom? That's the big idea we're digging into today. To really unlock this perspective, we need a kind of master key. It's this one single powerful principle that changes everything. It shifts the focus from just, following rules to understanding the why behind them. And here it is, straight from Jesus himself. He basically gave us the master key, boiling down the entire law into two core ideas. The goal isn't just to avoid punishment, it's about learning how to love God and how to love our neighbor. So when you look at it this way, the whole Decalogue gets this really clear, kind of beautiful structure. You see, it's not just some random list of rules. The first 3 commandments, they give us a roadmap for loving God. And the last 7? They're a super practical guide for loving our neighbor. It all fits together. Okay, so let's dive into that first part, the relationship with God. How did these ancient commands actually guide us to a connection that's built on love and not just, a sense of duty? So just take a look at how this breaks down. The first commandment, no other gods, well, that isn't about restriction. It's all about getting our hearts in the right place so we can find our actual purpose. The second, respecting God's name, that's about making sure our speech reflects what's true and good. And the third, keeping the Sabbath, isn't some chore, it's an invitation to just rest, to rest our souls and actually connect with God. You see the pattern? Each one gives back something huge. All right, so now we shift gears to the second half of this whole thing, loving other people. And this is where the law gets really practical. These are like the guardrails for a society that actually works, one where people are truly respected. And you can see here how these rules are really about protecting the things that make life, well, life. We're talking about family, life itself, authentic love, truth, and property. So it's not just about what you can't do. It's about what you build. You're building a society based on dignity, trust, and justice. They free us from all the stuff like selfishness and violence. And, this isn't just some dusty old relic from the Old Testament. This whole idea was carried forward and even deepened because Jesus didn't come to just get rid of it. No. Instead, he fulfilled the law. He showed us the why behind the what. Suddenly, the motivation isn't just duty or fear anymore, it's love. And keeping the commandments becomes this natural, free expression of that love. And when you really see it like that, it just stops being this heavy burden. It becomes what it was always supposed to be, a path to life. It's a set of instructions for how to live a full, joyful, and meaningful life. So let's bring this all back home, because this isn't just some abstract idea we're kicking around. This is super practical. It's a guide for your life, right here, right now. Seriously, just take a second, think about it. Looking at this whole framework of loving God and loving your neighbor, which one of these kind of jumps out at you? Where's the invitation for you to grow a little, to love more perfectly, and maybe find a bit more freedom for yourself? And this famous quote, man, it just ties everything we've been talking about together perfectly. The commandments, they're truth. Truth about who God is and truth about who we were made to be. And living in that truth, that is exactly what sets us free. And that, right there, is the big takeaway. Look, our culture tells us all the time that freedom is just doing whatever you want, no rules. But true freedom, real, authentic freedom, is having the strength to choose what's good and to do it over and over with joy. So the 10 Commandments, when you see them through this lens of love, they're not chains at all. They're more like a roadmap from God, helping us do exactly that.